discussions. It's the 11th day in the month of August 2025. It's a Monday, it's a new week, and we look forward to a week filled with a lot of productivities. How's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? And how was your weekend? Mine was... So I want to talk about my weekend, really. It was what it was. And let's leave it at that. My name is Dennis Waller. Now, we're going to talk about poaching, employee poaching, a test of loyalty. Now, my guest would have joined me live, but then again, due to some reasons and because of the limited time that we have for this hour to have this conversation, I preferred her sending me her take as a HR expert on the said matter. So when the conversation starts in full, you would be hearing the voice of Tutu Danjuma. I've had her several times on the show, and we can't be talking about employee poaching without talking about those in HR that actually do the poaching. So brace yourself up, because you would listen to something that may shock you or may not. All right. Before then, I am giving out 25,000 naira to two people on the sunny side today, and I want you to be a part of it, and that will be possible only when you buy your ticket with just 500 naira. Now, all you owe me to make it possible for you to get the 25,000 naira I am giving is to go on the website oneplay.ng. That's the number one, then play.ng. Oneplay.ng is the website. Select Nigeria Info 92.3 PH and then buy your ticket with just 500 naira. And wait, keep your phones charged, keep your phones close to you, so when I call, I wouldn't get not reachable, switched off, or I call multiple times and you are not there to take your call, because when you do not pick, I would have to select another winner. All right. You can also use the USSD code *347 *880 *6#. So buy your ticket and then keep your fingers crossed and wait. Now, head on to our website, nigeriainfo.fm, or you go to our Twitter handle, X handle, at Nigeria Info PH, or our Facebook page, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and be a part of the conversation live. Now, also remember, you can listen to us within and outside River State only when you download your mobile app. You take us everywhere in the world. Having said that, let the conversation begin.
Different ideologies
and different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Now, let me start by saying this. There's a huge difference between putting out an ad for a job vacancy and have people apply for the role, and clearly walking up to someone you know who fits into a desired role, inviting them to come and work with your current organization. Now, that is what poaching is. For some, it's a test of loyalty. For others, they are caught between what morally is right for them and the organization, what is acceptable, what is ethical. Where do you find yourself in the mix of all of this? Data-driven analysis reveals the true extent of the poaching phenomenon, with turnover rates soaring and recruitment costs skyrocketing, highlighting the urgent need for sustainable talent management strategies. The talent, as some organizations would like to call their employees, talent exodus driven by both poaching and a widening skill gap is reshaping Nigeria's labor force or labor space. And agencies must prioritize ethical recruitment practices, invest in employee development, and foster a culture of loyalty and trust to be able to navigate the challenges and build a sustainable future. This phenomenon has transcended mere competitive recruitment, becoming a systematic disruption with profound implications Agencies are now deploying increasingly sophisticated tactics to identify and recruit top talent from their competitors, leveraging insider networks, attending industry events, and utilizing social media to scout potential targets. The luring process often involves personalized pitches. Come and work with us. We're the best thing out to sliced bread. I know you feel like your current organization is doing better, but when you come and start working for us, we promise to do this and do that. These are our track records. This is how you can play a vital role and blah, 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 blah. Inflated compensation packages. You were earning how much in your former place? 200,000. Now. Come and work with us. We'll pay you 2 million naira. Promises of rapid career advancement by your level, with your level of experience. You are supposed to be part of, you're supposed to be made partner. You're not just supposed to be at the management. No, you're supposed to be partner. You're supposed to be at partner level. And the exploitation of personal relationships. You know my guy now. Can't they work with me now? What did they do for that company, Save? This calculated hunt for talent has devastating consequences for businesses. That is the truth, leading to depleted teams, delayed projects, and strained client relationships. The loss of experienced personnel creates a vacuum, forcing junior staff to shoulder increased workloads and navigate unfamiliar territory, while morale plummets as employees witness their colleagues being lured away, fostering a culture of insecurity and distrust. You're about to listen to Tutu Danjuma share her take on poaching. And remember, she is HR. And while you're listening to her, think of the answers to these questions I would ask after, of course, you're done listening to her. Then I would open the phone lines and you can begin to answer. Question number 1. Is your primary loyalty to your personal career growth or to the organization that gave you a chance when you came applying to them? If a competitor offered you a significant pay raise, better working environment, and a promotion to switch companies, would you take it? As an employer, one of your top performing employees who you have mentored for years is being aggressively courted by a rival company. You know they are unhappy with some internal changes, but you also believe they are crucial to your team's success. Do you try to retain them at all costs, or do you let them go, wishing them well and demonstrating a different kind of loyalty to their career? Remember, the conversation is employee poaching, a test of loyalty.
Hello. So we're talking about employee poaching, and this is the HR perspective. So the question might be, is employee poaching legal? Is it ethical? Is it right? Now, what does it even mean in the first place, employee poaching? Employee poaching is the practice of actively recruiting and hiring employees employed by another organization. This often involves targeting top performing or skilled professionals from competitors or other companies within the same industry. So that's what employee poaching means. So currently, there is no law against it. In fact, in the recruitment field, it's now even seen as a strategy to, or let me call it a hiring strategy, a recruitment strategy for most organizations. In the US, it's actually legal to poach employees. 74% of professionals would admit to poaching, and 66% see it as a competitive advantage to do so. So, especially now in a situation where we look at people's knowledge, skill, and experience, these things are negotiable and they go to the highest bidder. So we now understand that being an employer or more like being an employee, it's not a slave master situation anymore. Either party can terminate a contract of employment for whatever reason, with or without notice. So we live in an era where an individual is responsible for their own career growth. So people would move where there are better opportunities. So it comes to the question of employee loyalty. How loyal are you to your organization? Some people, based on loyalty, based on the perks, based on how they are treated from their previous or their current employment, that may determine if they will be poached or not. Some people, morally speaking, would believe that, no, we don't want to just leave these people. They've been good to us. They've done this for us. They've trained us. So they will stay. But technically or legally, there is no law from an HR perspective for why poaching is wrong. So people can poach. Like I said earlier, it's actually seen as a hiring strategy currently, especially in markets or fields where these skills are a bit technical, especially like places like Amazon, in the IT industry, sometimes in the hospitality and food industry. We see this happening a lot where HR professionals or recruiters actually will walk up to a competitive or a competitor and ask their staff directly, if they want to move to their own company. And funny enough, there are actually strategies that are employed by companies to even do proper poaching, strategic poaching. So there's actually a way to go about it, and things like having to identify the target candidate. You now have to reach out to the talent candidate, talk about your benefits, better pay, career growth, culture, work-life balance, all that. You build a relationship with them. Then you also understand the legal complications in having to do so. So these are steps in actually having to poach, or some other people call it talent poaching. So there's a strategy on how to I don't want to say lure, but how to persuade candidates from other organizations who you believe fit the role and have more skills, and the experience. And some people will move because, like I said, people are now responsible for their own career growth, and when they see those opportunities, they move. So basically, employee poaching is not illegal. This now has to do with your own ethical or moral awareness, or how you want to see it, where your loyalties lie. That will now determine how you go about it. But from an HR perspective, it's not illegal. It is actually a hiring strategy, and there's nothing necessarily wrong about it. However, if certain organizations have issues with this, they can put in a clause for their hiring or in their policies about not being poached. So maybe something like they can sign a clause like a non-compete clause or a non-compete agreement clause to actually discourage candidates, their employees from being poached. Employees also can have a system where they encourage their staff to not be poached. Let me put it that way. So, depending on how you make your company comfortable, in the sense that you are given certain benefits. There's career advancement, there's good pay, there's training and development opportunities. There are perks that will encourage them to stay. When those things are there, when the employee is recognized, when employee is properly compensated, they work in a non-toxic environment, where you've created an environment, enabling environment for your employees, they will have the tendencies, they have less tendencies to be poached. But when those things are not there, they would move, So that's basically that. But like I said, there is no law against poaching. It is not illegal. It is a hiring strategy, and it is practiced. Thank you.
All right, that was Tutu Danjuma. She is HR professional. And I had to squeeze this how many minutes out of this. So many things that she said. But if there's anything that I pick out of everything she said so far, it is not illegal. There is nothing wrong with it. And in fact, it is a hiring strategy. So while a lot of us will want to go through the route of job opening, vacancy, you apply, you are called for one test or the other, and then you make it past phase 1, you move on to level 2 or phase 2, then you're called for interview, then you are asked, what are you bringing to the table, and all of that. And then you're now discussing remuneration or wages or salary. Some of you could just sit where you are, doing that which you know how to do best. And the recruiters themselves will come for you. This time, they are selling themselves to you. There are levels to this thing, Sha. There are levels to this thing. They are literally trying to toast you. That is what it is. It's more like, leave your current boyfriend. What does he do for you, say? What does he have that I don't have? Have you seen my Benz? Have you seen my GLK? Have you seen my Lexus? Have you seen my this? If you come to me, baby, I'm gonna make you all right. That is basically what poaching is. I mean, if you don't understand anything Tutu has said so far, or anything I had said at the beginning of this, it is, you're not looking for the man. You're not looking for the job. The job is looking for you. The job is wooing you. The job is trying to sell to you. The job is pitching to you. And they're trying to collect you from your current employer. So I ask again, the 3 questions I had raised. Is your primary loyalty to your personal career growth? And I ask that because sometimes when these offers come, you're looking at where you are now. You're looking at the possibilities. If you were manager here, over there you can be partner. Over there you can literally be at the echelon of activities, right? You want growth. You want advancement. So whether they're offering you a higher pay, all of those things, they even come and tell you, we'll give you house, we'll give you car, any place of your choice, travel trips, all expense paid, blah, 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 blah. Nice working environment and all. So, when you put your personal career on the balance and the company that actually gave you the chance to even have that career in the first place, where does your primary loyalty lie? Question number 2, if a competitor offered you a significant pay raise, better working environment, and a promotion to switch companies, would you take it? And finally, as an employer now, because there is employee loyalty to employer, and there is employer loyalty to employee. We never talk about the other part of things, but today I want us to look at it. As an employer, one of your top performing employees, whom you have mentored for years, is being aggressively courted to a rival or by a rival company. You know they are unhappy with some internal changes, but you also believe they are crucial to your team's success. Do you try to retain them at all costs, or do you let them go, wishing them well and demonstrating a different kind of loyalty to their career? 0817 923 0002 0817 923 00002. We also have 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. You may want to call this number instead because the system for our screening is actually acting up as we speak. So you may try that number and nobody gets to pick. So you're not cut out completely from the conversation. You can also try 0817 923 0009. Nigeria Info, good afternoon and welcome to the conversation.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, first of all, I want to start with this.
Your name, and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Henry. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Henry, welcome.
Okay. So, like I said, let me start with this. When we call it poaching, I think it's a little bit extreme. Poaching. When we hear the word poaching, it sounds like something illegal or something. But this thing is actually normal. We operate in society, and capitalism is not basically like an economic system where individuals and corporates own the means of production, and individuals are free to pursue their own economic interests. That's basically what it is. So we have the freedom to choose what is best for us, including the opportunities that we get. I mean, we went through those grueling moments in school, and we, read our brains out. And if you come out and see a better opportunity, I think you should take it. If you look at all these Fortune 500 companies like Apple, Facebook, it's on the news right now. Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get one billboard that is, he's offering him over $100 million to, get his AI. He bought Facebook he bought WhatsApp for over $19 billion. I mean, these things are. This is a capitalist society. People are free to make the choices that they want to. When you talk about loyalty, I think, has boundaries. You cannot be treating somebody in a way that person feels that they don't deserve, and you feel that you have their loyalty. It doesn't. And let me come to the flip side. Let me use the word that you use, poaching. Poaching is actually healthy, for, the economy, because it raises the standard of the workforce. Companies try to offer more, offer what people deserve, and it also makes the companies that are being poached to raise their standards so that they'll try to meet up with the companies that are poaching their staff. So it's very, very healthy. It's a win-win thing. So if companies are poaching workers all over the place, I think it's very, very good because it will make the workforce to be more, valued. So that's just my think about it.
But what if that is a trap? I mean, you came here, maybe you were not as qualified as every other candidate, but then you made a case and we gave you a chance, and then you feel like you know better because one company is approaching you. Maybe we would expect as your employer that your loyalty will lie with us. I mean, we gave you that chance that even made that company see you in the first place, remember? You were literally begging for this job, and now you feel like you don't arrive. What if I'm trying to test you? What if I'm bringing another competitor, or I'm flagging someone as a competitor to try to entice you, and you fall yakata?
That is just capitalism for you. Sometimes people think that capitalism is not a good thing because of corporate greed and things like that. Yeah, if you take capitalism to the extreme, it can bring about corporate greed. But when it is balanced, it's very, very healthy. For example, let me take myself as a case study. I'm an engineer, I'm a builder. I poach workers. When I go and I see maybe a mason man that is doing a very good job, his plastering is very smooth, and I'll tell him, bros, come, give me your number, I want you to come and work for me. And the work of those people and merge my own imagination and my own expertise, it brings about a very sterling, work for the...
All right, thank you so much. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Simon, calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll have to starts with this parable that says, never bite the hand that fed you. And again, there is also another parable that says, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't know if I got that right.
Yeah. The gander.
All right. Now, the aspect of it is, okay, you had a opportunity to start a career because this employer got you, into the system.
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, because somebody is pushing you, you think you can just move like that. I want to also try to create a balance that, yes, even though sometimes you might, an employer that has constant, like, feedback, like, look, I actually started with these people and all that. But then, we should not also fail to realize that if you also are wanting on your job, the same employer will drop you without turning back.
Right.
Yes, of course. So they will drop you without turning back.
Oh my God.
When there is nothing like, except if for those in public sector, they tend to have a kind of job security to an extent. You understand? Way more than the private sector. So for those employers in the private sector, we already know. We know that this job, you are not on this job for life. If the employer have any reason to drop you today, you are going home. They will tell you to go to court. And the labor laws in Nigeria are not helping.
All right. All right. Thank you. Someone says, Denise, please, where has our yo, what's up gone to? And will it be coming back anytime soon? I rather miss that type of hype of yours. Oh, my darling. I'm so sorry. I will return yo, what's up? Let me go to Facebook, and then afterwards we will go on a break. We come back, we continue. Then after the 1 o'clock hour, we'll have like a 15 minutes break, but I will explore as many angles of this conversation as possible. So don't go nowhere, all right? I felt the need to let you know. Thank God, I would say he's watching live on Facebook, and he says, I think the loyalty is both ways. Ijoma Ezechuku say, for me, it's more to my personal career growth, especially if the environment of the company is a toxic one that I don't find happiness in. Especially in this economic hardship, one would go for a better pay. But if the better pay comes with a toxic environment, it's a no for me. To me, it is first to my personal career growth. Am I working in an environment that burns my mental health, not my energy? And my health is important. Most companies these days don't even think about the mental health of their employees, therefore making poaching easy for them. It's simple, Abi. This your bobo is treating you bad. He's domestic violence left, right, and center. He's tampering with your mental health, your emotional health, your psychological health. And then one other clean bobo just shows up like this. And he says, baby, I just want to take care of you. All I want you to do is just to be beautiful for me. I just be enjoying my money. I just be chopping my money. Yeah? Tell me now. What will you do on a normal day? We go on that break. Stay tuned to us.